You're live.
Hi everyone, this is Andrew at the Wyoming Dinosaur Center, and this is Fossil Friday. Sometimes we make mistakes. Sometimes we're just wrong. And that's why it's always good to have people around you who are able to turn you back to the right path. I'm talking about a big mistake of mine today. The blame's solely on me. What is it? Well, I'm glad you asked. This dates back to a couple summers ago with CB 472. This is the 472nd bone that was found in the CB quarry, Cheryl's Blind. And I'm going to explain the story of this pretty remarkable mistake. But before we get to that, let's talk about CB itself. Cheryl's Blind is one of the most exciting quarries that we have at the Dinosaur Center because it contains not a large plant-eating dinosaur, but a large meat-eating dinosaur, specifically an Allosaurus. So this is the laid-out skeleton, all the bones that we had found of our Allosaurus back in 2013. So you can see we've got a pretty good portion of them. The head's over here, that's the neck, the arms, the legs, and the tail over that way. Now, when we find dinosaur bones like this, and this skeleton's about 73% complete, all from one individual, or so we assume, we're able to put those on what we like to call here at the center a butcher's bill. We take a skeletal drawing of a dinosaur and fill in the bones with color so we know exactly what we have and what we don't have. So, to give you an idea of what that looks like, here is the butcher's bill for CB as it stands right now. So all the bones in blue are the bones that we've accounted for this specimen. And again, 73% complete. Now, on first hearing, that might not sound like it's very high, 73%, but that's actually pretty close to fully complete for dinosaurs. Once we get about 75% of the skeleton, that is when we get really excited because we consider mostly complete. So to give you just a walkthrough of the CB Allosaurus, we've got a good portion of the head here. The neck bones, we have the scapula, shoulder blade, and we have the right radius, or left, oh, I'm getting tongue-tied. I'm getting so excited about this. The left humerus. That's going to come back later. Most of the back bones, the entire hip, lower leg bones, and then that's the left side. When we look on the right side, we've got, again, those hips, the complete right leg. The shoulder blade, humerus, radius, and ulna, all of the arm bones from this particular dinosaur. So, we're going to focus on those arm bones today, because again, on the right side, we have the right humerus, upper arm bone, and both the radius and the ulna, the lower leg bones. The radius is the smaller of those two. So they're accounted for on the right side, but not on the left side. So, when we returned to CB, our goal in 2015 was to find more bones from the Allosaurus. Dig that out, see what turned up. And after our first initial digs, we did find quite a few. We found a big old metatarsal, a toe bone, and then we found this. So when we found this bone, right, when I found this bone, I looked at the shape and the size and determined that this was the missing left radius from the Allosaurus arm. And that was based largely on the shape and the size of the bone and the fact that we knew we were missing it. So when you have a bone in the right shape and size as a right or left radius, this seems logical to say that that was the missing bone. So that's what happened in summer 2015. Just like all the other bones, we dug it out of the ground, we brought it back to the lab, cleaned it up, put it together, and that was the story of CB 472 for a long time until later the next year. When we were going through our collections again, and another one of our peers looked at this bone and realized I was wrong. Completely wrong. I couldn't have been more wrong if I had tried. Well, maybe I could, but that's beside the point. This bone isn't an arm bone at all, but it is a limb bone, and it's not from an Allosaurus. So to give you the best kind of comparisons I can, this bone is more similarly to be compared to this bone. This is the femur of an Apatosaurus. Now this is just a replica. I haven't suddenly gained superhuman strength since the last week. But this femur is a good 4 feet long, maybe even closer to 4.5 feet. What we're looking at right here is the right femur of a small sauropod dinosaur. And you can see right now the comparison between this massive leg bone and this much smaller leg bone. So I made the mistake. I misidentified this as an Allosaurus bone based on the information that I had. But instead, this has become incredibly more fascinating. This could be one of the smallest sauropod bones found in our sites. And who knows what else is out there. So that's one of our goals for summer of 2017, is to return to this site and see if there's more of this little sauropod waiting for us, because the spot that we dug it up in is largely unexplored. So I made a mistake, and I fully admit to that. But that is one of the great benefits of what we call here peer review, working with our peers and colleagues to get a best idea of what we're working with so we know how accurate our observations are. I was wrong. I assumed that was an Allosaurus bone, and it was the wrong bone, but instead it's the first discovery of the light leg of what could be a small, really cute little sauropod, and we can learn so much from that. So that's all we have for Fossil Friday today. So be sure to like, share, comment, let us know what you think, and as always, we'll be here again next week with a new episode. So until next time, this is Andrew at the Wyoming Dinosaur Center, keeping your Friday fossiliferous.